DC73, The Talking Tree. Soul-touching and life-enhancing stories. The Talking Tree. A large, noble apple tree stood before Fadi's humble house. It was the only tree left in the entire village and the surrounding countryside. Some of the trees had died of a drought that had lasted for 3 long years. The other trees had been cut down because of need. With no crop to harvest and sell, the villagers had to cut the trees into firewood, and those with the talent had made chairs or benches to sell in more fortunate areas of the country. It was a hot, dry day in May when Fadir took the axe from over the door and went to the last tree in his garden. Fadir lifted the heavy axe and swung it into the tree's bark. "Hey!" Fadir turned around, looking for the body attached to the deep voice, but saw nothing. "Oh, that really hurts. Why are you trying to murder me, Fadir?" Fadir looked around so rapidly he stumbled backwards and fell beneath the apple tree in a big cloud of dust. He heard a coughing sound. Fadir looked baffled, and he asked, "Was that you, apple tree?" "Yes." "Why are you trying to kill me, Fadir? What have I done?" Fadir, looking at the tree, saw in the trunk an old but gentle face appearing. Stunned and confused by an apple tree that had a face and talked, Fadir scratched his balding grey head before he answered the tree. I intended to use your wood to make a bench to sell at the next village, to buy things I need so very badly." Fadir looked around cautiously, hoping none of the other villagers would hear him talking to a tree. "Have you completely gone crazy, Fadir?" But, apple tree, I am so terribly poor, so very needy," said Fadir, still cautiously looking around him. "And the solution is to murder me. I honestly think you have flipped your lid, gone over the edge. Look, Fadir, I know how bad things are, how many things you need. I need more water myself. But you better think before killing me, for I am more important than you realize right now. Just sit, or stay sitting, and listen to me." Fadir nervously looked left and right around him, hoping that no stray villager would overhear him discussing matters with an apple tree. "It is very true that I am rooted in the ground and cannot walk, and usually I do not talk, but Fadir, I am just as alive as you are. I get nourishment from my roots, just like you do with your mouth. With the help of the sun, my leaves turn this nourishment in my many needs. I wear and even change clothes, just like you do, Fadir. Each season, except for winter, of course, I wear a different type of foliage. In the spring, I wear my newest, delicate, pale green leaves. As spring moves towards summer, I blossom into pale pinks and creamy whites. In the hot summer, I wear my dark green leaves, and in the fall, my green apples begin to turn dark red. And Fadir, think of what I provide for you. I change gases harmful to you into oxygen. I stand here to protect your home with my sturdy body when the harsh winds blow. You and your family sit beneath my spreading shade for comfort in the hot summers. And in the fall, I provide you with my apples, which you eat and sell. And what of the joy I have brought you, Fadir? Think of the small animals you have watched at play on my trunks and limbs. Think of the songs you have enjoyed from the birds that make their homes in my branches. I provide all these creatures with a home. Even the lowly worm make his home in my flesh." Fadir's head was bowed humbly. He felt so ashamed. The tree's deep voice, which had been harsh, softened. "I have been a place for lovers to meet. It is true that their lovers' hearts hurt my bark, but it was a sweet pain. And sweet was the agony of watching their bashful kisses, their caresses, for I was a little jealous of their joy. Look up, Fadir." The apple tree shook some branches. "Do you remember the tree house that you built when you were a young boy? Do you remember bringing your firstborn here and telling him that the house would be soon his? I am aware that there is a season for all things, even death, but I am not ready to die. Look around you, Fadir. The once good soil is turning into dust, because the drought and the villagers have killed the trees. Death comes to all things, changing them into other forms, like trees that become the gentle glowing log of a winter's fire, or the beautiful benches in a chair, the frames of pictures, toys, and so many other things. But I am not ready for those things, Fadir. It is not my season of death yet." "Well, Fadir, I can't stop the sharp axe from cutting, or your mighty arm from swinging the axe, or myself from dying, for here I stand, helpless. Do what you will, Fadir. Do what you really think you must do. I have served you all my life. If this is one more way, so be it." Fadir sat down with his head bowed to his chest, his hands trembling slightly. Slowly he raised his eyes to the warm bark, looking into the eyes of the apple tree. "Apple tree, I am sorry for being so stupid. My great need made me swift into action and thoughtlessness. Apple tree, I shall never forget what you have told me. And, Apple tree, I will pass this knowledge on to my children and teach them to respect you." The apple tree's branches rustled. Its leaves fluttered, and its deep voice said, "There is something more you can do for all the trees, Fadir." "Name it, apple tree, it is done," responded Fadir. "You can share with your children and the children in the village about my life and how I contribute in endless ways. Not to forget, start planting new trees, for you are in need of us." Fadir put his axe across his wide shoulders and went towards the house, and at the door he turned to the apple tree. "I will do as you ask, apple tree, and we will get by somehow without killing you." "Yes, apple tree, I will share with the children as you have asked me, and we will start planting new trees. I love you, my old friend." The apple tree smiled, slowly closed its eyes, and its face disappeared. Within every branch and throughout the entire trunk of the tree the sap ran joyously. The leaves at the end of each of every branch danced. The apple tree was content and happy. What the story could bring us. Man, without any other thoughts or further thoughts, but for the sake of comfort and money, destroys nature, forgetting that nature is the physical force of life for our bodies. Nature is our momentary home, and when we destroy it, we have no home to live anymore.